Hey Hofstra fans, welcome inside the W. Mason Coach Sport here on GoHofstra.com. I'm Tom Brady, now joined by the head coach of the Hofstra Pride men's lacrosse team, Seth Tierney. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Tom.
Now, Coach, team had a game this weekend in the conference against Towson at home. You wound up dropping that one 9-8 in double overtime. You've had a couple of days to think about it. What are your final thoughts on the game when you look back?
Yeah, I almost want to look ahead. It's a game that we had. We were up 9-3 at with about 12, 13 minutes to go, and we let it slip away. It was a perfect storm. We got John Antonotti's got banged up, and the face-off situation was a little bit of winners out there for a little bit. We couldn't get a stop defensively. We were trying to hold on to the ball offensively. It didn't cross over the midline. It's one I'd like to forget, but we have to use it, as motivation going forward. It's something I never want to have happen here for Seth Tierney or my staff coach team. But when you're in this long enough, crazy things happen. We were on the positive end of one of these games a couple of years ago at Brown, and now we're on the negative end, and we got to make sure that it never happens again. Probability says it may, in a couple of years, hopefully, not till then. But we just got to make sure that we're fundamentally sound, and we need guys to step up, and as coaches, we need to step up as well.
Early on, your team led 4-2 after the first half. You were out shooting the Tigers 20-7. What was going right for your team early on?
Yeah, I thought we were winning face-offs. I thought that we had the ball. I thought we were getting some good possessions. We watched some film, and we got some good looks at the goal. And we probably could have been up a couple more, which would have helped. But again, it's one of those things where you can't control. I don't know if there's a book out there that tells you if you're going to win before that happens, but we couldn't control what took place in the second half. But things were moving well in the first half, and then in the third quarter, we got it up to a pretty nice lead, and then something just happened. I don't know. It was a click. I was on the sidelines, and you almost become an innocent bystander. You're trying to motivate. You're talking to guys. You're yelling at guys. You're trying to pick guys up. And again, I'm not sure if my voice was silent or if they weren't hearing it, or you just couldn't get that one thing to click. It wasn't for a lack of effort. Our guys tried hard. They really tried hard. I give them credit for that. We got to make sure that it doesn't happen again.
Now you mentioned the late comeback, and you mentioned a few things, face-offs, a couple turnovers. Is there any one thing in particular that you can key on, or maybe a save that you needed, or just one guy to step up for a goal?
Yeah, no, we needed a play, and we just couldn't get it. I'll take it from anywhere. Mark Mullen is one of our best defensemen, and the guy scores with 2.3 seconds to go. That's and again, we didn't lose on that play, but we didn't have a 2 or 3 goal lead going into that play to make that play irrelevant. And they were playing with all the momentum, and we were fighting to try to get it back. Mike DiNapoli, I thought it was a pretty clean hit, but we get called for a penalty in overtime, and it comes back and it haunts us a little bit. And again, Michael DiNapoli played probably the best game that he's played for us in a long time, and I give him credit. And listen, he's got that chance to knock someone down like he did. I want him to do it again. I don't know if you can hit cleanly in Division I anymore without a penalty or anything along those lines. But it was good, and if the ref saw it as a penalty, then they called it. But we got to get back on track, and we got to have great practice today, and we got to get ready for a pretty tough Dartmouth team that has. That they gave Cornell everything they can handle over the weekend, and certainly Cornell in the game before in North Carolina the game before that.
Another game where your offense played pretty well, it seemed, for 3 quarters, and then in the fourth quarter had some trouble scoring. Is there anything you noticed about the fourth quarter with your offense?
Yeah, you can't score if you don't have the ball. We got to have the ball down that end, and we just didn't have it. And again, it was the winners out after that 12-minute mark, and we did have the ball for probably around the 6-minute mark or 5-minute mark. We had it for a while, and we were just trying to rest our defense. We played a lot of lacrosse down that end of the field, and we're going to start to look into maybe playing more guys. But again, we're at practice every day, and the right guys are playing, and the other guys are fighting for playing time, and we got to put our team in the best situation to win. And as a coaching staff who does this all the time, we're strong with that. This one didn't work out our way, and as the captain of the ship, and certainly my staff there, we're back at it. Certainly over the weekend, talking, meetings, film, breaking things down, trying different ways. But when you really boil it down, we were up 9-3 with 12 minutes to go. How much do you want to change outside of the ending? We got to do a better job in those 12 minutes. But how much do you change when you're up by 6 goals there? yes, it didn't work out our way, but I don't want to change just to change. I want to make sure that it's calculated, and that's what we've been thinking about the last 48 hours.
Now you started foreshadowing a little bit this week. A pair of games coming up at Short Stadium. First one on Tuesday night against a Dartmouth team that comes out of the very competitive Ivy League. Does it help or hurt to go out of the conference for a non-conference matchup after a tough loss on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it matters. The conference game obviously brings a little more weight to it, and certainly with the situation that we're in. But the schedule gets made months and years ahead of time, and we were fortunate enough to get Dartmouth on our schedule. Andy Towers does a great job with his team, and they've had a couple of wins, and some of their losses have been close. So it's going to be a battle, and I'm looking forward to seeing how our guys respond and fight back and to get back to the winning ways.
And then Saturday, a matchup against the St. Joe's team, which is still trying to, kind of find its footing in the CAA. What do you see out of the Hawks?
Yeah, I mean, new coach Taylor Ray's doing a great job with them, and again, that game is monstrous. When you're looking at a 4-5 record as we are right now with 4 one-goal losses, the ball didn't bounce our way. We didn't make it bounce our way. We need to make it bounce our way to be 6-3 instead of 4-5 or 7-2 or whatever it may be. It's not the case. You have to play the 4-5 record and not the other record, because that's not reality. And the St. Joe's game becomes a monstrous game. But before that, and I told the guys in the locker room, this Dartmouth team, this game is really important to the development of the future and the rest of this season. We've got to take a step, and we've got to keep that ground. We can't win a game and then take a step back. We got to go out and we got to beat Dartmouth, and then we got to handle that, and then we got to go out and we got to beat St. Joe's. But we can't beat St. Joe's until we play Dartmouth.
Now already, I guess the home games are coming to an end for your team. Just talk about that and how much more important it even makes these next 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's the last 2 home games, for the senior class. And, the schedule, it's probably not optimum this year, but then when we have 3 home games at the end, it's a question that we won't talk about then. And it's also those neutral site ones, with playing UMass would be home and away, with playing them at the Warrior Classic up in Hartford last year, and then playing, in Foxborough this year. That changes things up. Carolina will be up here the following year, and certainly Penn State will be home. You can't predict when one of these special events are going to happen and change up your home and away situation. You just got to play it the way it happens. And then next year we'll have 3 home games at the end, and there'll be, the senior day will be at the end. And
so finally, Coach, give me some keys. What is it going to take for your team to bounce back with a couple of wins here at home?
We got to persevere through this tough time. I mean, it looks a lot like the first year that I was here, where we lost a monstrous class. Coach Danowski's last class here, and we lost a lot of one-goal games, but we fought through it, and I was really proud of that team. And then the future was led into 4 NCAA runs, but we need to fight. We've got a lot of lacrosse left this season. We got a lot of lacrosse, a lot of heart left, and the guys are playing hard. And I'm awfully proud of them. This is a season that they're going to remember. Some of these one-goal losses they'll learn more from than maybe one-goal wins, and we'd all like to have those one-goal wins and be sitting a little bit better than where we're sitting. But again, this is the hand that we're dealt. Let's play the cards, and let's go out and play hard.
All right, Coach Seth Tierney, good luck this week, and thanks for joining us inside the Doug. Give me some coach support on GoHofstra.com.
Thanks, Tom.